What if I told you that the constant need to compare yourself to others is slowly destroying your happiness? Every time you measure yourself against someone else, you're feeding a dangerous cycle of insecurity and self-doubt. What if I told you this silent habit is robbing you of your peace and keeping you trapped in a life of constant dissatisfaction? It might feel harmless, but this comparison is doing more damage than you realize. In this video, we'll uncover the shocking truth about why you do it and how to finally break free and reclaim your peace. Are you ready to stop the comparisons and start living for yourself? Why do we compare ourselves to others in the first place? It's deeply ingrained in our society. From the moment we're born, we're taught to measure ourselves against others. In school, we're ranked. In our careers, we compete. And on social media, we scroll endlessly through the polished lives of people who seem to have it all together. But have you ever wondered why? At the core, comparison stems from insecurity. We're constantly seeking validation, trying to measure up to an ideal that's often unrealistic. Social media fuels this, making us believe that everyone else is living a perfect life while we're left feeling like we're falling behind. It's human nature to look at others and gauge our own success, but the key is understanding that this need to compare comes from a place of fear, the fear of not being good enough. When we compare, we often judge ourselves harshly, not recognizing that everyone has their own struggles. What we see from the outside is never the full story. The truth is, comparison isn't just a bad habit, it's a dangerous pattern that keeps us from living authentically. The effects of comparison are far-reaching and can cause significant damage to our mental health. Every time we look at someone else and feel inadequate, we chip away at our self-esteem. This constant cycle of self-doubt leads to anxiety, stress, and even depression. It's exhausting to always measure up, and when we don't meet our own expectations, we feel defeated. But the damage doesn't stop at anxiety. Comparison can lead to feelings of anger and resentment. We might find ourselves envying others, or worse, wishing they would fail just so we feel better about ourselves. This toxic mindset further feeds our discontent and takes away our joy. What's even more alarming is that constant comparison can make it harder to celebrate our own successes. Instead of feeling proud of our achievements, we minimize them because someone else's success always seems bigger, brighter, or more impressive. This cycle of self-criticism makes it impossible to experience true satisfaction and peace in our own lives. In the long run, the more we compare, the more trapped we become in a cycle of negativity that prevents us from feeling gratitude or joy in the present moment. Now that we know why we compare and how damaging it is, the question is, how do we break free from this cycle? The first step is shifting our mindset. Instead of focusing on others, we need to start focusing on ourselves. Accepting who we are, with all our flaws and imperfections, is the foundation of peace. It's about realizing that your path is unique, and there's no one else in this world who can walk it for you. The journey is yours alone, and it unfolds in its own time. Start by practicing gratitude. Every time you catch yourself comparing, shift your focus to what's going well in your life. Think about the things you've accomplished, the people who love you, and the strengths that make you who you are. A gratitude practice helps train your mind to look for positives instead of focusing on what feels lacking or inferior. It's also important to set personal goals that are meaningful to you, not dictated by societal standards. When you start setting goals based on your own values, you stop worrying about what others are doing and begin to find fulfillment in your progress. These goals will be much more satisfying because they are connected to what you truly want, not what someone else expects. Remember, comparing yourself to others is a distraction from your own growth. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, focus on what you can achieve when you stop looking over your shoulder. You'll be amazed at how much progress you can make when your focus shifts to your own unique journey. Now that we understand the root causes and effects of comparison, let's look at some practical strategies to break free from this habit. These steps can help you stop comparing yourself to others and regain control over your thoughts and emotions. One of the most powerful tools in overcoming comparison is mindfulness. When we're mindful, we are more aware of our thoughts and behaviors, and we can catch ourselves in the act of comparing before it spirals. Every time you feel the urge to compare, pause, take a deep breath, and refocus your mind on the present moment. This simple practice helps helps ground you in the here and now, allowing you to appreciate your own life without getting lost in the lives of others. Journaling is another great tool. Writing down your thoughts helps you process your emotions and see patterns in your thinking. By regularly journaling, you can identify when you tend to compare and why, which is the first step in changing those habits. Journaling also helps you celebrate your achievements and reminds you of your strengths, keeping you grounded in your own progress rather than focusing on what others are doing. Another strategy is limiting your exposure to social media. Social media can be a major trigger for comparison, especially when we're scrolling through carefully curated posts of others' lives. Set boundaries for yourself and reduce time spent on these platforms, or unfollow accounts that make you feel bad about yourself. Remember, what you see online is often a highlight reel, not an accurate reflection of someone's life. Lastly, surround yourself with positive influences. The people you spend time with play a huge role in your mindset. Choose friends and mentors who uplift and support you, rather than those who might encourage unhealthy competition or comparisons. Positive, supportive relationships are essential for building confidence and creating a mindset that fosters self-acceptance. True peace comes when we stop measuring our worth by external standards and start embracing self-compassion. It's about understanding that we are worthy just as we are without needing approval from others. Self-compassion is the foundation of self-acceptance, and it can be cultivated with small, daily practices that remind you of your inherent value. One way to cultivate self-compassion is to embrace imperfection. We all make mistakes and face setbacks. That's part of being human. Instead of beating yourself up when things go wrong, treat yourself with kindness and understanding as you would with a dear friend. Recognize that mistakes are opportunities for growth and self-discovery, not reasons to diminish your worth. Another key aspect of finding peace is learning to celebrate your uniqueness. Instead of comparing your journey to someone else's, honor your own. Celebrate the progress you've made, the lessons you've learned, and the strength you've gained along the way. Your personal achievements are just as significant as anyone else's, and it's essential to take pride in your unique path, no matter how it may differ from others. It's also helpful to remind yourself that life is not a competition. There's no finish line to race toward, no scoreboard keeping track of who's winning or losing. We're all simply on our own paths, and it's perfectly okay for yours to look different from someone else's. Your worth is not measured by how you compare to others, but by who you are and what you've experienced. When you stop comparing and start focusing on your own growth, you'll find that peace isn't something to be chased. It's already within you, waiting to be discovered. The journey to peace starts with embracing who you are right now without judgment and allowing yourself to grow at your own pace. In conclusion, comparison steals our joy, undermines our self-worth, and keeps us trapped in a cycle of negativity. But the good news is that we have the power to break free from this habit. By shifting our mindset, practicing gratitude, and taking practical steps to stop comparing ourselves, we can reclaim our peace. Remember, you are enough just as you are. Your unique path is worth celebrating, and there's no need to compare your journey to anyone else's. Take small steps today to stop comparing, and watch as your peace, confidence, and happiness begin to grow. So, are you ready to let go of the comparisons and start living for yourself? The peace you seek is just one choice away.